Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to this week's Trivia Super Game. I'm Mackenzie. I am joined today by the one and only Mr. Hollywood himself, Mr. Matt Demers. Welcome and hello to everybody joining us live in the chat. It's great to have you guys as always. We're here to talk horror movies. We're going to play some trivia. We're going to give away a fabulous $100 cash prize to today's winner. You've had Christmas in July. Now get ready for Halloween in February. This is going to be a blast. Before we get into it, I'll just give a quick reminder about how this whole thing works. So every single day, we run daily trivia challenges on WatchMojo.com/play. As you play the daily challenges, you rack up Mojo points for stuff like correct answer streaks and inviting friends to join. You can then redeem those Mojo points for entry into our Friday afternoon Super Games, where we give away $100, which is exactly what we're here to do today. So if you've come prepared and you're here to compete, please open another tab, go to WatchMojo.com/play, sign in, and we've got about 15 minutes to go. You're going to need to redeem 50 Mojo points to play today's game. But if you don't have 50 Mojo points, fear not. Stick around with us. We're going to be streaming the game here and keep playing those daily trivia challenges. That's every single day, 3 p.m., WatchMojo.com/play. And tune in next week, same time, same place for your chance at the $100 prize. Now, Matt, how's it going? You feeling spooky today or what?
I'm excited. Listen, every day is like Halloween for me with horror. Yeah. I'm a horror movie junkie. I can't, honestly, whenever it's time to watch a movie, at home, I'm always scouring the web to find the next horror movie or one that I haven't seen, one that got good rating. I'm just a horror movie lover through and through.
Through and through. I love that. So I got a question, and I want to ask our friends in the chat as well. What started it for you? What was the horror movie that really got you into horror?
So like the first one that I saw, like
yes.
Okay. Because I dabbled in what I like to call gateway horror. Right. Okay. So this is what I'm going to classify as gateway horror. Things like your Ghostbusters or, Gremlins, which are, they're pretty creepy stuff if you're a kid. And it kind of gets you excited for the grown-up stuff. The first horror movie that I saw was Nightmare on Elm Street. And it was I had a friend over for a sleepover. I don't remember the age. We were very young. My parents should never have allowed this. But I just was like, ooh, this guy's hilarious. And yeah, the horror elements were, they probably did give me some nightmares, but yeah, it was old Freddy Krueger for me.
Wow. Because I was gonna say that's a sharp escalation from the gateway horror you described, like Ghostbusters, which has ghost in the title, but really it's not exactly like a horror film. So what was your reaction? Did it freak you out?
I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I remember the first horror movie that really like scarred me mentally, and it was Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Again, probably thanks mom and dad. I was way too young to watch this. But yeah, that one, I remember that one, like I lost a lot of sleep. So yeah, there's a reason why these movies have ratings, right? For like age restrictions. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Gremlins. Yeah, so I was a teen in the early 2000s, so kind of there was a big wave of like PG-13 horror remakes. So like When a Stranger Calls was up there for me, The Grudge, The Ring, like the American remakes of those. Which, are, I think, a little advanced. Those are not quite gateway. Those are real horror movies, but are not... it's not like blood and guts all the time. But I'll say that Samara from The Ring haunted my dreams for quite some time.
Absolutely.
And into today.
I was going to say, still does.
Yeah, it still does. Okay, so I guess I'll just give like a quick little reminder for anyone who's just jumping into the stream. So we're going to be playing some horror movie trivia, as you may have guessed, and giving away a $100 cash prize to the winner of the game. So if you want to compete, open another tab, WatchMojo.com/play, sign in, and we got about 8 minutes to go. It's going to be great. I do want to ask, because one of my favorite horror movies is Night of the Living Dead. Kind of invented the zombie genre, at least as we know it now. We've been living, of course, in I think a renaissance of, I would say, the zombie genre in the last couple of years. How would you survive the zombie apocalypse, Matt, and our friends in the chat?
So how I would survive, or would I survive? Because the answer is I probably wouldn't, because I'm like the worst.
You're
To be
patient
honest.
zero. You're the one who dies, so they figure out that it's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, who's like the most useless person in The Walking Dead? Like that would be me. I'd be that character, just like completely useless. No, I would. Here's how I would survive, because I have friends that I
Oh,
really that would do really well in the zombie apocalypse.
okay.
I would just literally follow them. I would need a Rick Grimes in my life to tell me what to do. So
Right.
that's how I would survive. Because if it was up to me, I mean, we'd be dead in like 2 minutes,
Minutes.
maybe
It's
even
true.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good strategy. If you can find a way to be the comic relief character, you can just ride everybody
Yeah.
else's strategy and they'll keep you around.
So that's why I've got it, and I'm going to keep them friends in case the zombie apocalypse ever breaks out. I need these people in my life, because
Okay,
they're
so
the ones I'll go to.
are these friends like, are they really athletic? Are they really tough? Are they fast?
Yeah,
Like what makes them dynamic? Like
like
who are you adding in your group?
yeah, they're very much outdoorsy people, right? They know how to
Oh yeah.
like I've gone camping with them, and they know how to do all like the fires and like all the elemental stuff that I have no
The
idea.
fires and the whatever else you got to do.
I'm just out there looking for a Wi-Fi signal. That's me. So so
You're
those are the
watching
guys.
YouTube in a hammock they set up.
Yeah, glamping is what I do, but yeah.
Glamping. Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
interesting? Before we move on from, I actually want to know how you would do. Is I was seeing an interview with Cillian Murphy talking about 28 Days Later,
Yeah.
and it got me wanting to literally rewatch that movie like right away. I forgot, and that's one of my favorite movies. After that interview, I was like, wow, yeah, I need to watch that like stat.
Yeah, okay, the opening of that movie, or, like, the opening
Yes,
sequence with the abandoned shots of London, like, that is
crazy.
haunting and
Yeah,
so unique. Like, there's not really I'm trying to think if there's other movie scenes where you see these, like, hyper populated areas just totally deserted. I don't know, I
right.
think maybe that's it. I can't think of one, but
Got
that's
to watch it tonight. That's it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen the sequel? 28 Weeks?
Oh, I don't think I have. I'll
Neither
make
have
it a
I.
double feature. I'll make it a double feature tonight. There you go. Okay, Mackenzie, how would you do? Would you live?
No, no, oh my god, no. I would go straight to acceptance. I'd just be like, "It's over. I'm just gonna read a book, I'm gonna have a good dinner."
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
think you
think
need
I
a radio signal seems to be the best, because you got to find out where the government has set up shop, right? I don't
yeah,
know.
who knows how
It's a
to
lot of
do that
work.
though? I know, it's like, I think, "Oh, we need a radio and we need, we can build a generator." It's like, I don't know how to do that.
We're done, Mackenzie. We're
Yeah.
done. So
Yeah, let's have a party. Like I'm the old people on the Titanic who just go to bed. Like, you know what? It is what it is. Had a good run. Okay, so we got about like 3-ish minutes until the game starts. So I'll just give another quick little reminder to all of our friends who are joining us live how to join. So playing horror trivia, of course. Oh, please open another tab. Go to WatchMojo.com/play. Sign in, and you're going to need to redeem 50 Mojo points to join today's game because we're giving away such an opulent prize. But if you don't have 50 Mojo points, that's totally fine. Stick around and keep hanging out with us. And keep playing the daily challenges so that next week you can join. Cool. So I want to talk a little bit about ghosts. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? And I'm asking our friends in the chat as well. Have you guys ever
hmm,
had a paranormal experience?
I'm interested if anyone's had. I thought I had one, and I'll make this story pretty quick. In my old apartment, I heard what sounded like, if someone's like backing up on their chair on like hardwood floor,
Yeah.
it makes that kind of noise. I kept hearing that noise, and I was so convinced that there was a ghost like on my dining room chair. So I actually put like colored tape under all the chair legs, and then when I came home from work to see if any of them moved, of course
Yeah.
it wasn't that. I had like an old DVD player that for some reason it was turning internally, making that screeching noise. But for a
Ooh.
week, I was gonna go paranormal activity, set up cameras. I thought I had one. I thought I had one, guys.
It's like a millennial ghost who like hasn't caught up with the fact that streaming is the thing, and they're like trying to figure out how the
They were
DVD
just
works.
trying. Yeah,
I
I
just
threw
want to
that
watch The
DVD.
Sopranos on Blu-ray.
No, I threw that thing out.
I think I had a paranormal experience when I was young. Um, but it's super weird. It's hard to explain. So I was in my room. It was not late. I was by myself, and I just got like one of these moments. I was putting something on a shelf, and I had like those moments where like the hair on your neck kind of stands up, and you get like kind of edgy, and you feel like you're being watched. So of course I turn around, like nothing's there. I go back to what I'm doing, but the feeling doesn't quite go away. So I'm looking at this corner, and I feel like there's such a vibe. And then I swear to God, my door was open. The floor cracked 3 times, crack, crack, crack out the door, and it was gone. The feeling was gone. Yeah, like the timing was suspiciously, like, I don't know. Old
Yeah.
house, things are weird. You never know. But that always stayed with me of like,
Wow.
ghosts are real. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. I had a friend that moved into a house, and in the basement, she found under a rug, someone had drawn a large clock on the basement floor.
That's
And
haunted.
painted it in and covered it with a rug. What's that about?
There's only one answer, and it's a cult.
Yeah,
So.
I don't visit that. I don't visit that friend's house.
That's a bad vibe.
Like, what? What's in your basement? Yeah. No, thank you.
The realtor did not tell us about the cult symbols on the floor. Would you ever move into a haunted house if you were in the market to buy a house, you were checking things out, and there was like some kind of spooky history? Would that be a deal breaker for you?
Absolutely. Every horror movie, it's like, oh, it's a fixer-upper. Well, I just watched one. What was it? Night Swim with the pool, right?
Right.
Oh, this house is cheap, and oh yeah, their pool kills people. Yeah, no, thank you.
Was the pool included in the listing? Yes or no? Okay, we have 30 seconds to go here, folks. Last chance to throw your hat in the ring here for a $100 prize. If you want to compete, please open another tab, WatchMojo.com/play, sign in, and 20 seconds to go. This is going to be awesome.
I'm feeling good today. I feel like horror. I mean, it depends. Horror is a very broad genre, so it could be questions, could be about literally anything. But I'm excited.
Yeah, what if it's like horror literature? There's no movie questions.
That's right. Could be.
All right, guys, let's go. First question. Jamie Lee Curtis is actually the daughter of what other Scream queen?
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horror royalty right here.
Yes, 2 generations.
Yeah.
Horror royalty. Janet Leigh, for those who don't know, played Marion Crane in Psycho.
Yeah, so great. Stephen King's It. Ooh, what was the years apart? Yeah, I'll take a guess.
Yeah, take a little gander. Remember, folks, the faster you answer, the more points you receive. So follow your instincts. All right, we have Tim in an early lead here. Johnny tied for first place. Love to see it. Hi, Tim. Who is the villain in the Scream franchise? Okay.
One of my favorite masks, by the way, when they do the horror masks. Yeah. Just so iconic, you would recognize it anywhere.
Do you have a favorite horror franchise? Are you diehard Nightmare on Elm Street because it was
It's funny that question was about Scream. I love Scream. Like I really do. I love the meta ness about it. It's really great.
Yeah, brilliant. I think like all kind of like the best satire, it's actually just a great example of the thing it's kind of making fun of. Like it's kind of a perfect like slasher mystery murder movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some classics right there in that question.
Yeah. The Sixth Sense was one of my first ventures into horror.
Yeah.
And because I was like, I think I was probably 11 or 10 or so when I watched it. I went in, I didn't know the twist. So I actually went in totally
blind.
What twist?
I didn't see it yet.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you don't get spoiler alerts on 30-year-old movies.
What? Does he like, I don't know, see dead people or something? Like, what could it be?
What?
We're getting The Strangers. I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel or requel, but yeah, there's something
Really?
Strangers coming out this year. Yeah.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
like that movie. That movie is good. It's got kind of a cult following to it. I think it's good.
yeah. It's creepy, like the people that you don't know just coming in your house and wanting to kill you.
Yeah, it's a rough day.
That'll do it.
I love Videodrome, by the way. This is a Cronenberg movie.
Yeah.
Debbie Harry, as we see. I think Henry Rollins is also in it.
Oh,
The
yeah?
singer,
Okay.
old singer of Black Flag, for anyone who's a Black Flag fan and a David Cronenberg fan. This intersection of my interests.
Cronenberg's son has been doing some interesting movies as
Yeah.
of late. Brandon Cronenberg. I don't know what I don't know if it was something in the water at the Cronenberg house, but they come up with some pretty funny stuff in their movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I saw one of his movies last year with, I think, Sydney Sweeney. Unless I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting two movies mixed up. Anyway, but I do think it's interesting that he is doing like body horror also. Like he's also a
Very much.
filmmaker and is doing very much, yeah, like kind of his father's legacy. It's interesting. All right, let's see who we've got playing the game today. All right, we've got Asmund Silver, who has taken the crown. Classic WatchMojo trivia player. Jinbo, also urban something. The name gets cut off for me. But welcome to the game. Dolphox, Mike, Mercs, Smashing. If you're seeing people having a little badges on their icons, it's because they're getting multiple questions in a row, for which you get bonus points. Cool stuff.
I loved Final Destination. That last question was about Final Destination. Those are always a good time.
Yeah, a laugh riot.
It'll just make you afraid of like anything in your house.
Yeah, any random thing is just a death trap waiting to happen. Cautionary.
Really? Hey, Gremlins, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I actually watched Gremlins for the first time like in the last year, like kind of recently. It's so, I mean, the year's late to the game, but it's awesome.
Yeah. And there's a creepy image.
Yeah, very creepy. Have you seen the Japanese Ringu? And you've seen the American remake. I think the American remake is respectable.
Very much so.
It's very good. Yeah.
And what's the other one? The Grudge? Those came out around the same time, right? Grudge.
Ju-on the Grudge. Ju-on the Grudge, the Japanese one, is part of a trilogy or a series. So I think it might be a bit older than The Ring. And I think Ju-on the Grudge, the one that the American movie is made of, was like maybe the third one remake. Anyway, lore. I think this might be my favorite horror franchise of these like old long franchises.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's just a pure example of the genre. It's so simple. There's really not even plot, to be honest, but it's so much fun. I think that the Friday the 13th starts to peter off around the fourth movie, but I think that one has like a biker gang in it, so it kind of like redeems itself weirdly.
Oh, there you go.
Like a nonsensical like 80s biker gang.
Pinhead has always been an interesting one to me, and there was a new one, right? There was a new Hellraiser just last year.
Is there?
I believe so. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The wagon.
Yeah, there was I believe there was a new one where they're trying to invigorate in the franchise. Same with
cool.
Prey, with what that did for that franchise.
Oh, true, for Predator, right?
For Predator, yeah, which was really great.
Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' what? What is their relationship? Sister.
Mm-hmm.
How is Jesse trapped in Gerald's game? Is this movie underrated?
So this is one I haven't seen, but I've heard about. I believe this is based on a Stephen King story, if I'm not wrong.
Sure is.
Oh, but I knew the answer because I saw it's on the poster, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Handcuffed to the bed.
Yeah, that's a trippy movie. Highly recommend. Oh, I love a classic horror question. I saw someone in the chat earlier say Frankenstein from the 1930s was their first horror movie, and that's very cool.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Classic for a reason. It's kind of funny. I've seen Cat People, but what's credited as the first jump scare is kind of like, you can imagine how without that language already being normalized, how it would be frightening, but you're kind of watching it and you're like, oh, yeah, it's just like loud for a second. It's a cool movie though.
This is an interesting question. I don't know if I knew the answer. Oh, interesting. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. That's one I think that gets richer upon every viewing. When the first time I saw it, I didn't really get it. It just seemed really like bizarre and like, you know, gory, but it keeps on giving. I think that's it's both underrated and or overrated and underrated. I think people like it for the wrong reasons.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a t-shirt. Yeah. All right, we're kind of in the final stretch here. We've got Aspen Silver in the lead. This guy has won this game a handful of times, so when you see him in the chat, watch out.
Must be a horror fan as well. He's getting a lot of these right. Some of these are tough.
Yeah, which movie holds the record for using the most fake blood? If you've seen it, you will know.
Yeah, I'm going to make my guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone who's seen it, that's an easy one.
Yeah, and the one that just came out was pretty bloody as well.
Yeah. All right, guys, last question. The monsters in the Alien series are known by what name?
What a great one to end on, because I love that franchise. And we also got a new one, a new Alien coming out this year.
Exciting stuff.
Featuring xenomorphs.
Featuring, the acclaimed xenomorphs. All right. Well, congratulations to Aspen Silver, who's kicking off their weekend with a very cool $100 cash prize. Congratulations also to Urban Mike, Dolphox, Scenes, and Jimbo for finishing in our top spots. This was an absolute blast. Thank you, Matt, for joining as always. Such a pleasure.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Anytime.
Cool. And so, guys, remember to keep playing our daily trivia challenges every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, WatchMojo.com/play. Rack up those mojo points, and we'll see you next week for your chance to win $100. Thanks, everybody.